Hello guys, good evening to all. So today we are going to learn about hyperparameter tuning and how to do hyperparameter tuning on decision tree. Before directly jump to our Jupyter notebook, let me give you a brief idea of what hyperparameter tuning is. So if you see this example of guitar, you will see that it has, before playing the guitar, we need to tune these notes over here. So after tuning this knob, we can only get the soothing and calm music from it, right? So in a similar manner, in our machine learning algorithm, we have similar to these knobs, we have some parameters which we need to tune before our machine learning solution is optimum and best. So so that is what a definition of hyperparameter tuning is. Now let me jump to our example here, which is like decision tree hyperparameter tuning analysis. So in this Jupyter notebook, we are going to get an idea of how to do hyperparameter tuning on decision tree. I guess before, if you guys know about what decision tree is, so I think most of you don't know what is decision tree. So let me give you a brief idea of what decision tree is. So decision tree, if you can see here, it is just a tree-based structure which is governed by some simple decision rules. So we know these simple decision rules from the trading data. So if you can see, we make decisions. Suppose it is a car, then we go to this door node. If we have a SUV, we will go this tires node, and if we have a minivan, we can say it is negative class. So that is how decision tree works. So if you see here in this Jupyter notebook, we are importing all the necessary libraries, and here we are using the hard disk data set, has a target column as 1 or 0. So 1 implies that a person has a heart disease, and 0 implies that a person doesn't have the heart disease. So that is what our data set is all about. So we can see here, this is the column we have in our data set. We When we check about our data types in our data set, we see that most of the columns are either int or float. Or also we can see our data set is not a imbalanced data set, because there is a clear distribution in our target column. So now here we will do the feature selection over here. And yeah, so cell number 103, we will see that we are training a decision tree classifier on the default parameter which is there. And so for evaluation of any machine learning algorithm, we need one metric. So we are using a ROC curve matrix over here to evaluate and compare the different models we will create during hyperparameter tuning. So just for the sake of learning, we just try to run on our default parameters. Now we will see what are the important parameter that is have we have in our decision tree, and how we can tune them for the better performance, and how it will affect the overall accuracy, or how it will impact the performance of our ML model. So we see in a nutshell, we have these five parameters in our decision tree. So the first one is max depth. So max depth is nothing. It is just the length or the depth of a tree, which we need to give, right? So if we see that, if you can guys, if you can you see that we have given these random values from 1 to 35 as a max depth value, and we will see like as we are increasing the depth value here, we will see like model started to overfit. So the more max depth value we will give, the model started to overfit also. So this is also one of the key parameter which we can use to control overfitting in our model. Second, also important parameter is minimum sample split. So minimum sample split is also is a number of the samples which we require to split a internal node. So it also takes parameter from point 1 to 1. So these are nothing, it is just the percentage of value which we need to give before we want to give like 1%, 10% number of nodes is reduced, 20% number of nodes is reduced. So basically it implies that. So if we see that if we started to give more and more number of nodes for each split, we will see that the model started to underfit here. So as you can see, like model accuracy AUC curve AUC value is started to decline over here, and model is not able to enough learn from the data. So third, now we will discuss about the third parameter we have, which is minimum sample leaf. So if we say that there are not much difference between minimum sample leaf or minimum sample node, so we will see that the minimum sample leaf is the minimum number of samples which we require to split on a leaf node. So as they are almost similar, we will see that it it also, when we increase the more number of increase the value for minimum sample leaf, we will see that it's also started to underfit. So the less value we should give if we want to control the underfitting. So next parameter we have is max feature. So what max feature is, it is like suppose when we have a multiple set of features with our in our data set, so how many feature do we need or do we need to consider before we do the split? So in decision tree we do the split and we divide a data into parent node to child node. So how many feature do we require to make this split from our node? So you can see there the more number of column which we use is also started to overfit our data, but we see that whatever values we are providing for our max feature, we will see like it started to overfit, right? So that is depend solely on the data set, but it could vary. But as a general, the more of a value of max feature we provide, the more overfit it does. And last parameter we have is creation criteria. So this criteria is the measure of the quality of the split. So if we read about that how a decision is split it nodes, right? So there are many two methods, it's Gini importance and entropy. So we can discuss it later on, but yeah, if I give you a high level idea, we will split our node with these two approaches, one is Gini importance and entropy. So if we see here, for this example, entropy works best on our test data and is good for our model. So hope you guys like this video. um, so it is like here we have discussed about how what is the hyperparameter tuning is, what is the decision tree is, how what are the important parameter in decision tree, and how we can um, change their values, and how we get to know about the impact of their on the overfitting and underfitting. Thanks to all of you.